Good morning, YouTube. Alright, so we got caught in a torrential downpour yesterday and made it back to the house. And it rained. It rained all through the evening. We just did not have time to clean our mowers. So they were just piled up with grass. But I will say this, mowing fairly deep grass, I mean probably 6 inches deep or so, in the rain, hard rain. Those Bobcat mowers never hesitated. They just, man, it's some hella machines. The water and wet grass, they didn't clump up. They still discharged amazing. I couldn't be happier. Could not be happier. But yeah, they looked kind of rough today. So we got one for you today. This lawn is actually a Biweekly. Nobody lives here. It's just a piece of property that we've cleaned up and are maintaining. But it's growing. It's growing in a hurry. You'll see the neighbor's grass here in just a second. And they tried to cut it, and it's literally, it looks like they baled hay. So let me just spin this around right quick. There it is. You can see the deck down in the grass. That's with her up in transport. Now, it's been dry lately, but this stuff is shooting up. Man, you can see Haley over there. I'll get my fingers out the way. I mean, that's with the deck up in transport, and you can barely see it. See the stalks up on her, knee deep. But yeah, it's going to require a few different passes, and this is Bahia, so it is tough to cut. These stalks are just, I mean, they don't cut. Without good sharp blades, they just don't cut. A lot of mowers will struggle. So yeah, that's what happens when you try and make one pass in your yard. They literally baled hay. So we'll go ahead and get started with this, and we're gonna let Haley make some stripes out here, make it look good, and we'll get a little more footage for you. Alright, so as you can see, it's rough. It's actually hard to hold a line. It's on a little bit of a slope. She's bouncing around all over the place. She does a good job of holding that machine straight. So this is just a single pass, and in order to give you an idea, I mean, it's pretty thick. she's going to go back over it one more time, and you'll see it cleaned up. Alright, so we're over here on the other end of the property. I believe this property is around 4 acres that we actually mow. But do the same thing over here, make a couple passes real quick, get it knocked down, get it cleaned up, and we'll keep going from there. Quick passes. I ran it at 3.5. Then I actually dropped down to 2 3/4 for that second pass. Then you saw me run back through real quick. I actually adjusted the deck again. I brought the deck back up to 3.5, and all that was doing was just dispersing the clippings. Keep in mind, again, these are dull blades. This is, I mean, it's real world. I wanted to see how far I could go on a set of blades with these new machines. We ran the entire week, same set of blades, including in the rain yesterday. And everybody knows what wet grass will do to your blades, what Bahia will do to your blades. And I mean, you can see here how thick this stuff is, how tall it is. And there's the outcome. So, on that note, I'm about to run over here, check on Haley real quick, and then we're gonna start mowing the rest of this property. All right, so left Haley alone for a few minutes. And all right, yeah, I'll put that on there in just a second. Yeah, so left Haley alone for just a few minutes and come back to this. Now, started with that, turned into that. Yeah, see, that's a little bit of a difference. I know there's a trimmer queen out there, shout out. Y'all know who I'm talking to. But her, yeah, that's the Mississippi mower queen right there. All right, so anyway, like I said, they were baling hay next door. This is actually on this property. But here's a good example of why you don't leave grass clippings bunched up. This is same nice healthy grass. Grass clippings left on it. And this is very recent. So, yeah, make sure you disperse those clippings. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and move on. We got a lot of property to mow. It goes all the way back that direction and way back over there where I was. We can't see that far, but it's clean over that hill onto the next hill. So, we're going to go ahead and get it done. All right, so yeah, I kind of halfway ran some stripes. I mean, you can see here the grass isn't real thick, it's dry. This wasn't so much about striping. This hill is steep. I mean, I'm almost 6 foot tall and it's a couple feet over my head. Yes, I can hold the hill this way. On a stand-on, you transfer your weight and you can hold a hill pretty well. Bobcats will hold it well. But what's going to happen is, from the weight of the machine, constantly being on that incline sideways, you're going to cause ruts. This is in the back of the property, and we're about to get rained on again. Oh, right in the forehead. Anyway, this is in the back of the property. We're going to run all our stripes. You're not going to see this unless you were standing back here in this corner. So yeah, I did run a couple passes here at the bottom on this curve at the very bottom, because when the mower makes the curve, it left tall grass. So I went ahead and cleaned it up. Like I said, it's not so much about striping. It's about mowing this hill, keeping it maintained and not tearing it up. What I was doing was getting a little bit of a running start at the bottom so that I wasn't pressing as hard on the controls as I went up the hill. That just puts your hydros in a bind and eventually you're going to tear them up. Coming back down the hill, I made sure I stayed on the controls on going forward so that I wasn't tearing up the grass. If I would have tried to slow myself down, it would have just torn the grass up all over the place. So anyway, we're about to get rained out, so I'm gonna jump back on this mower, finish this section, and Haley, I believe, is wrapping it up back here under the trees. So go check on her real quick and see what she's got going on. Not always sunshine in the lawn care business, people. Here you go. You get to see some stripes in the rain. There's the finished product on that one. She had to make a few passes, just like we did all over the property. We had to make a few passes because it was deep and then it was wet. So we got it cleaned up. Now I'm gonna show you a couple clips throughout the property of the finished product. Okay, so let's interrupt that final product for a second. It got quiet back here, so I came check on Haley. And yeah, She done found a vine in the tree that made herself a swing. All right, so yeah, back to that final product. All right, so that's the rest of it. Obviously the stripes aren't popping because it's raining. We don't have the sunshine to see them very well. But if you like what you see, don't forget, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we'll see you next time.